for this amazing session, like very compact, but very informative, as you said. And greetings from Berlin to everyone. Good afternoon. So as we are running a bit of time, like I think like we have a bit of a time problem, I will try to keep it as short as possible. So if I cannot address your questions, please feel free to reach out to me through social media, right? And I will be happy to answer your questions through LinkedIn, Twitter, or etc. Today, as you know, we have covered conversational, so like AI, NLP, and like a lot of different parts of the technology execution sides. But I will be focusing more on the fintech and the banking side and the use cases for you. Please warn me if my screen isn't visible, but I hope it is. So as mentioned, we are going to deep dive into the use cases in the banking and the fintech sector. And when doing that, of course, I would like to start by recapping what conversational banking is. So conversational banking is actually the sum of all digital interactions, and it is way more than chatbots, as it's widely misunderstood in the financial sector. So it is a way to create like a new comfort zone between on-site and self-service banking, and to be able to like to serve the customers at all times, like 24/7, when they are at their home, when they are traveling, when they're commuting, or wherever they are, and to give them basically to solve all their pain points at once without having the complications of personal banking, and also the cost associated with it as well. As we said, like it's the sum of all digital interactions, so it includes a lot of different parts of a lot of different conversational points. So you can use social media, you can use text or voice or images or anything that comes into mind. And this is, I think, very clear after today's summit. So we have a lot of ways to establish conversational banking. We have a lot of ways to establish conversations with our customers, and we know that this has to be related to solving pain points. This has to be natural, maybe not in person, but still natural. We can establish that. This has to be interactive, automated, smart, and omni-channel. So we know that. Then, why don't we achieve it, right? So that comes next. So I mean, why do we use it for? As we have also talked about it earlier today, this is a great way to establish like standard services, which you cannot establish through in-person services, and also to decrease costs. It is easier to measure customer satisfaction. It is easier to solve problems in a standard way. And also it presents banks and financial services with opportunities to do cross-selling, and also create trust and create emotional connection with the customers. So it has the chance to actually improve customer experience all at once. And I've actually done this presentation several times, like I think almost 3 or 4 times earlier in different events. And every time I do it, I see different use cases, and that makes me happy. So actually, when we use creativity, when financial services use their creativities, there is a lot of way to address like customer pain points. There is a lot of way to use like conversational banking, and we can actually open up a lot of new channels and close a lot of problems. So we can actually use conversational banking to report lost and stolen cards, to do balance checks, investment advice, finding ATMs, account opening, like spending control. We can also exchange information, so we can talk about interest rates, we can talk about what happens in the world today, like economy, like also product-related news, what's new, what's not. We can also approve loan applications or go through loan applications through conversational banking, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, we can utilize customer experience and customer services to conversational banking in a way more efficient way, more cost efficient, also standardized and pleasant way. And where we see this leading to is actually holistic services. So if financial services use creativity, they can actually find ways to solve non-banking related service pain points of their customers. So you do not have to only look at like insurance-based or banking-based products or solve insurance or banking-based problems of your customers. You have a huge data set and your customers have many problems. So by analyzing this, by looking at this, you can solve a lot of problems. If they're traveling, you can solve their traveling problems. If they need to reach the nearest embassy, or if they need the address of XYZ service of this shop. I've even seen a lot of banks or financial service providers, a bit unorthodox, I know, but offering the nearest church and mosque information, like sharing this through conversational banking. And this list is unlimited. Basically, as long as your customers want it or need it, you have the chance to use your data sets, your large data sets, and use conversational banking to fulfill the problems or the needs of your customers. And this is amazing. So this is actually where we are heading to solve all these holistic services that are not related to banking, but somehow are touching the lives of our customers. Let's say we are a very innovative financial service provider, and we have actually established conversational banking. We have established in an omni-channel way, in a personalized way, and we are constantly improving. It's also compliant, so that is great. But does this mean that our responsibility stops there, and this is the extent of what we can achieve? Actually, it is not, and this is what I actually want to talk about today. So one of the biggest problems of today is actually just realizing, and after so much technological and digital milestones, actually just realizing that we have like a big financial and digital gap. The recent researchers show that there is like a lack of financial information, investment information by consumers wherever they may be, and there's like a lot of room for improvement, for improving the financial well-beings and the financial education of the customers. And that's not just limited to that. So we all have smartphones. A lot of people around us have smartphones. They use it all the time. But is it actually a good thing? Like recent researchers show that digital addiction is kind of becoming a problem. It also has like a name in the literature. It's called nomophobia. So it's basically the fear of not having your phone nearby and not being connected to your phone. And if you actually sit straight and think about it for a minute, you would also realize that you might be in danger, maybe, or if you are not, maybe someone you know might be in danger, because regardless of what you're doing, whether you are reading books through Kindle or scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, you are spending a lot of time on your mobile phones, and you are more or less addicted to it, as you are used to living your life, channelizing or controlling your social relationships through mobile phones, or even like conducting business relationships through your mobile phone. And as we have this dilemma of using conversational banking to increase conversion, to increase retention, and to basically keep people on the hook, always mobile, but also to prevent digital addiction, and also increase financial awareness. Like, what do we need to do? Where do our responsibilities lie? So I think this is something that we need to think about, like hard and long. And actually, the recent developments show that this is kind of like this has the potential to turn into a mini crisis in the future. So actually, it turns out that more and more day trading addicts that are using mobile applications are calling these US helplines that usually work for the rehabilitation of gambling addicts in USA. So this is a problem. Also, a Robinhood, the mobile trading app user in US, has killed himself 2 years ago. Maybe you have heard about it, thinking that he has lost a significant amount on a stock trading app, although he hasn't. And this is only because he was just really used to getting these constant updates. He couldn't get that update at that moment, and he like not being able to process the information and not having the sufficient financial information at that point, he misinterpreted this and thought that he had a financial loss, and he actually took his life. This is a very dramatical result of a technological milestone that we thought would change our lives. So looking at all this and looking at the fact that the Capital Markets Board in the USA recently started investigating whether like digital design can be interpreted as investment advice, we see that the UX that we have been clinging on, the pretty UX trend that the Silicon Valley has been pushing us towards might not be the best way to handle or might not be the only solution to solve customer pain points. So in the end, we might have like a beautiful app, we might have like the best user experience and the user journey, but if our customers are actually victims of digital fraud, of financial fraud, of identity theft, if they cannot interpret financial information thoroughly and knowledgeably and in an educated manner, if they are addicted to the app and if they are losing money because of that, I truly believe as a lawyer that we also have some kind of, not maybe even legal, but ethical responsibility to solve this or to help with that. And I think conversational banking and conversational tools have the great potential to help our customers with that. In the end, if the regulators see that this UX trend, this addiction, this mobile addiction, this UX addiction is causing a problem, this won't only hurt the financial services, it will hurt the market as a whole. And if you want to actually establish loyalty and if you want to establish long-term customer trust and long-term retention, we shouldn't focus on the short-term retention and the customers addiction to our apps. But we should also try to solve this addiction. We should also try to solve these fraudulent cases. We should also try to use conversational banking and all these data sets that we have to fix this digital addiction and help our customers also to having like normal lives and educated lives. So to conclude, we can use conversational banking to, of course, solve customer pain points, to offer customer support, to build customer loyalty and trust. But I think as a financial service provider, whether you're a fintech, a startup, or a bank, you have the responsibility to go above and beyond and to basically maybe take the long path, the uncomfortable path, but use conversational banking and all the data and the tools you have to educate your customers, to make them more financially informed, more financially aware, and improve their financial well-being and improve their lives. Otherwise, actually, this short-lived, technology milestone, this short-lived decade of technological developments might turn into a disaster, and it will impact us all. So I think we all have the responsibility to use the technology and the tools we have to basically show customers the better way. Thank you.